What is dyslexia?
Well, it's quite a broad subject. If we look at it in its purest sense, dyslexia really means a difficulty at the word level. So those children who struggle to read, to spell, and to really thrive and make progress when it comes to reading. But it's as broad as it is long, because it can also cover working memory, processing speed. We can have all sorts of issues with coordination and movement difficulties as well.
So is it more through writing and as well as memory?
Very much so, very much so. It will definitely affect writing, but it will also affect the fluency with which a child will read. So you end up with a child who stutters over words, who struggles to get that fluency and that kind of what we call automaticity in reading. So where, when I read, I find I can read very, very quickly, so I get the sense of the passage. A child with dyslexia will have to stop often to try and work out what the words mean and to actually decode those words. So it's very, very difficult for them to get sense from passages sometimes.
How many people in Britain do you think have dyslexia?
The kind of official statistic, if you like, is usually about 1 in 10. I would say probably that's the ones we know. And there will be a lot of children who, for whatever reason, aren't picked up. The interesting thing is girls in particular very often aren't picked up until they are much, much older. So they will cope. They'll have coping strategies that don't show themselves, so they don't show themselves in school. And so when they get to kind of sixth form, that's when the difficulties arise. And we often get a lot of children who are diagnosed at 16, 17, whereas before that, boys will be more likely to be diagnosed because it tends to be a behaviour.
What is ABC Dyslexia?
Well, when I came out of school, because I was, as you know, I was a history teacher, and when I came out of school to look after my son, because he was quite poorly, I decided I needed to do something really. And so what I did was decided I would set up a company. And ABC Dyslexia, which is the company name, allows me to work with schools, with individuals, with families. I do lessons, I do report writing, assessment, all those kinds of things, and also offer training on dyslexia and a whole range of special needs really, in schools and in local authorities, and also people like the NHS and prison service.
Which age group do you specialise particularly in?
School age, so it will be 4 to 16, although I have done a lot more with adults recently, because I'm finding that where they're not being picked up in school quite so easily or quite so often, we're getting them at adult age, and it's really important that we kind of build that confidence and self-esteem, because there is no reason why you can't achieve just because you've got a label of dyslexia.
Which schools do you work with dyslexic students?
I've got about 20 schools in South Lincolnshire. So I've got quite a few schools in Grantham, and that's right the way across the age range. I work with special schools, grammar schools, academies, all those kinds of things. And then I've got schools in Sleaford, and again across the whole range, and then also in Lincoln and a Spalding area as well.
Spalding area.
So quite a lot.
Do you have a phone number or a website or a contact in order to help? Or
I do. The phone number I give out is 07754 175 280. I am really, really good on email. Anyone who knows me will tell you I'm rubbish on the phone because I tend to leave it in the various places I go to. But so email, which is dawn.bradshaw@btinternet.com, is so much easier. My son at the moment is updating all my details because he thinks I'm not professional enough in that kind of aspect. So he's getting me a new site set up, a blog site, and I've also got a Twitter account. Those details will follow at some stage.
Dawn Bradshaw, thank you very much.